Welcome back to the Wizard. Sabo's dead. It's not his fault, though. I didn't know if I was going to record.
Yeah, before we get into anything, I just want to make apologies. There was an error in the last recording. I was going to say last week's, but fuck knows when these episodes ever go out.
It's true.
There was a grievous error, and I think it is part of our integrity to apologise. When I said that there was a grey check mark, Dan responded and said they'd got rid of it. And by the time Dan had said that, they'd already reintroduced the check mark. So
yeah.
Dan was horribly, horribly wrong, and I just want us to all name and shame Dan.
Oh, don't worry. They then disabled it again. So technically, I'm right again.
No, you were wrong the first time.
No, I was right the first time, and then it became wrong, and then it became right again. Also, hi Sabo, he's back. He's not actually dead. He's alive.
Behavior has been a bit strange lately. Thank you for coming here tonight to
death
bring that to my attention.
Moderately exaggerated.
You wanted to see me, Vince?
Yes, thank you for coming to see me. I wanted to take
So anyway,
on your hard work so far this
so anyway, let's do our usual thing where we cover the Game Awards in detail. Nah, actually, it's just God of War's gonna fucking win all the slots it's in. The only thing that was funny was I saw the fighting game category. Now the fighting game category has a funny. I'll mention what I think will win. I'll mention what I hope will win because it'll be funny. But I'm gonna just do this real quick. So, the fighting game awards category is a DNF duel, which that game flopped. Like, something against the game, it flopped. Like, nobody's playing DNF duel. King of Fighters, which should win, but it won't. That's not what I want to win, though. We'll get to that. Then it was Multiverse, which is what I think will win.
Oh yeah, that game did come out. I forgot about that.
And then, lastly, and if there's one I'm missing out of this too, then it's even funnier. But lastly, everybody's favorite fighting game, Sifu. No, it's a beat 'em up.
Oh.
It's a fucking beat 'em up. It's in a couple of categories, including the indie category. Boy, it's a goddamn beat 'em up.
If you lose the triple threat, however,
well, good job, Sifu, I guess.
And I want it to win because the internet will explode.
Because it cheated.
It did. It's a cheat. The awards this year are very reminiscent of the Last of Us one, where they real quick squeaked in God of War, and they're gonna just give everything to God of War.
And the better your chances.
I do have a lot of thoughts on God of War, but we'll see. Most of them pretty meh. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just spend this time talking about this game that I overall liked it, but there's a lot of asterisks after that.
And then after you're done with that, I'll just talk about Frontiers because I did finish it.
There's about let's say the pacing is absolutely fucked. I think I literally described it as glacial.
I heard one of the things about that game too, and you can confirm this to me if it's true or not. I heard that game backseats the fuck out of you.
Yes.
Where it'll tell you really quick how to solve a puzzle or how to fight a boss.
Yes.
Like it won't let you give time to think about it yourself.
Yes.
How quick?
Yeah. How quick does it? That 20-25 seconds that might give you sometimes.
What the fuck? It's like at least a couple of minutes.
It seems to vary on how long it will take them before they're just like, hey, why don't you use blank on blank? And the real frustrating part is it can be telling you things while you're in the middle of planning out, like, okay, I need to shoot here and shoot here and shoot here, and then they'll be like, you need to shoot with these arrows. It's like, I fucking know, I'm doing that. Shut up, Atreus.
That's annoying.
Yeah, and then every combat you get any status effect, and one of the hangers-on is like, oh no, Kratos, you're on, but you've got blank on you.
So what you're saying is the game is basically like the fucking minions from Dragon's Dogma.
Sure.
It's weak to fire!
Phil, in Kingdom Hearts 2, the Hydra boss fight.
Jump on the Hydra's back, Sora!
Yeah, it's kind of just like that. Get up! It's kind of just every, the frequency of get up on the Hydra's back,
Sora!
but in every fight and puzzle.
Jesus.
Looks like a good place to find a good ingredient.
Yeah, it is almost. It is very much like that as well.
I've got it! A new recipe!
No, to be fair, that was that.
Ignis doesn't say that nearly as much as Donald talks
It's
about
just that's the. It's just Ignis only has about two things that's going for him. Number one is I think I have a new recipe, and then him going fucking blind.
Is it on the level of it looks like a homing shot from Sonic Generations?
Yeah, blank that out, but
It's the final boss, and like
Maybe.
it looks like a homing shot.
It looks like a homing shot.
oh,
It looks like a homing shot.
maybe. But yeah, so there's that shit. Actually, you know what? We'll do a Q&A. You got any questions you want me confirming about God of War?
That was the
Ragnarok?
main thing I heard was that, and I also heard the game has a tendency to just not shut the fuck up.
There is that. There is also parts where, rather than play as Kratos, you know, the guy who probably wants to play as because he's big, scary God of War.
I know you play as the son in a couple parts, but I saw a scene of him climbing a rock and just he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Like this
yeah.
kid just wouldn't stop monologuing to himself.
That's not the worst of the Atreus novels. No, the worst one is where you literally have to just ride on this slow fucking yak thing, where you trek through a swamp to gather like seeds or some shit for someone, and it's like, can I just go back to the murdering? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna like go too heavy into it because the game's like fucking a million hours long, and it's
Yeah, I heard it's like ridiculously long
and it
too.
feels like a drag. Yeah, and then it's like for all of that length, it feels very. The pacing's all over the place. There's some just really weird things where the characters are just randomly snarky and just odd, and it's like, and then probably the biggest offense is when you build up to the whole thing, you get to Ragnarok itself, Twilight of the Gods, the fucking end of times as far as the Norse are concerned, and then it's like it's just you don't barely see any of the actual Ragnarok, and things like Fenrir and Jormungandr just kind of they're there in the background for like very blinking it scenes, and then you get into the final fight with Thor, which honestly kind of sucks because then at the end Kratos is like, no, maybe we don't need to be asshole gods. It's like, motherfucker, do you have any idea how many people you've needlessly killed for very stupid petty reasons? It's a bit late for you to try to take moral fucking high ground, dude. Fuck you, dude, Kratos. I miss old Kratos who just didn't give
The unhinged Kratos.
I miss at least it was consistent. At least it was the like. I think one of the best defining character moments for Kratos is when he goes into the Hydra because the sea captain has the key he's wrapped around his neck. So he crawls into the Hydra's mouth, finds the dude like clinging on for dear life, pulls him up, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, you saved me. No, I haven't saved you. I just need the key." And then he just gets the key and throws him away. Why would he keep him around? He doesn't need him. And then later, when you go to the underworld, you fall on that guy, and he's like, "Oh no, it's you."
That's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, I don't know. It's it's very much the did you like 2018 because it's the same game but more, and to the point of even a lot of the same flaws are there but more.
More relevant.
So, like the sort of combat and story dissonant problems.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have one issue a lot of people have with the combat is that because of the way the camera's set up, they have trouble like seeing where things are coming from. That's something that I heard people say. Again, I haven't played this game.
You have that problem, but then you also have the problem that, like, basically any evasive move or dash or any kind of quick move by an enemy will break lock-on.
What?
Yeah. So
What?
it just it just
That's
breaks lock-on.
fucking stupid!
Yeah, and it was like that in 2018 as well. So it's an old problem that they could have
fixed, but they just didn't. Great.
And so, I don't know. It was fine, but then also lots of parts of it were not fine. I wouldn't give it like any kind of. I might
It's
give
gonna
it an award
sweep.
Yeah, probably, but I might give it. You know what? I'll say acting. Acting for everyone except Odin, and it's like, man, Odin's trash at this game. Actual fucking trash.
Like the actor, or
Not even. Not necessarily the actor. I think a lot of it is a lot more the direction. But like, man, when you think Odin, the Allfather, and then you just get some guys talking like he's acting like Hades from Hercules. But A, not as funny, and B, in a widely different context of being in something where everyone else is very dour-faced and serious. And then he's just talking like this, shyster. Yeah. But not quite as funny. So,
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's going on? We're gonna get that Kratos or what, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And it's just very, very weird. He doesn't even have his six-legged horse. And he has like Gungnir, but I don't think they ever actually call it Gungnir or use Gungnir, so what's the fucking point, man? And also, you have fucking Fenrir, and he doesn't do anything. Why have a giant wolf kaiju do nothing with it? I swear. But anyway, yeah, that's my soft review of God of War. If Ragnarok, if you liked the first game, you'll like this one. If you didn't like this game, oh no, just play God of War 3 again. That game's like pretty good.
I didn't even like God of War 3. I didn't like any God of War game, so I can't really fucking give you any suggestions.
Yeah, but you don't like fun. You're just a bit. You have no poetry. You'll slow down.
No, I like fun. That's why I don't like God of War.
Oh.
But
anyway. Oh fuck me! Have you heard the latest about FTX?
what the fuck is FTX?
Oh, it's that big crypto thing that hard crashed the other week.
Oh yeah.
I just heard it's a new meme.
Oh wait, no,
where,
Musk.
like,
Wait, is that one Musk's or who's it? Oh wait,
No,
FTX is the Tom Brady one.
Yeah. That's the one Tom Brady sunk all of his fortune into. And
I just heard there's a new meme where it's like you're driving with your buddy and suddenly he guns it to 100 miles an hour while saying I put everything I had into FTX, bro.
Anyway, I managed to bring this up because now there's a class action lawsuit against celebrities who endorsed FTX, which includes Tom Brady, so he's going to be worth like negative money. But also Larry David, because Larry David was in one.
Oh, because he made that Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, and even in the commercial, he was like, I don't think it will work, but I'm never wrong about these things. So it's like, poor Larry David. It's like, you know, it's like, you know.
It's because the commercial implies it will work, and Larry David is wrong for not believing in it.
But he was right.
He was right.
It didn't work. I mean, Tom Brady, yeah, fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's a cheat as well, I think.
Yes. Anyway.
If he's stupid enough to put all of his money into fucking crypto, and then be surprised, oh no, I lost it all on this incredibly volatile, unstable market. If only it had crashed like 4 different times before this to warn me of this fact.
If
Oops.
only. 4 different, that's low. You're lowballing that.
Wow. That's 4 that Tom Brady might have known about.
That's generous of you.
I'm assuming, well, I wouldn't say he can read. I assume he pays someone to read, or he used to pay. Obviously not now.
But,
As I said, massive cheat, so no respect at all.
Oh yeah, fuck him. I guess kind of switching back to the game shit. So yeah, I did finish Sonic Frontiers. I do need to go back and still play some of like the side content shit. I really liked it. The music's really good. Was it the boss fight? Did I just slap Rey Mysterio out of the ring and beat him in 2 seconds? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
Get fucked, Rey.
Apparently.
That was easy.
You know what? I gotta pause because that threw me off. I'm gonna continue talking though. See, the boss fights are pretty good. The music is really good. Other than the overall music's kind of not. It's not really my cup of tea. It's not bad. I just think it's a little generic. But like the music and like the stages are good, and like the boss fight music is good. The final boss is a little weak, but he's all right. I almost wish I almost feel like there should have been another boss after them. I'm avoiding spoilers because I'm not Donkey. The story is pretty decent.
Has he published his game yet?
No.
Oh.
By the way, I do want to joke about because I decided to with some friends watch the his big mode pitch. I'll talk about that in a little bit because it's yeah. Anyway, so we so anyway the game. Controls are pretty decent. It's a little stiff when it goes to 2D, which I'm like, they should just get rid of the 2D bits and it would be better. Calling it open world is really not right in my opinion, having played it. It feels more like Banjo-Kazooie or like Mario 64 in the way it's laid out.
Ah, well, that's typical Sonic.
Like, you know, like a collectathon, you know, like basically just a collectathon platformer, which is fine. Like I said, I like it a lot. Wait, is that? No, okay. I thought for a second that was Benoit, like an idiot. Oh no, am I gonna get out of the ring? Oh god, I might. I did not.
Rumors of him getting out of the ring were greatly exaggerated.
But there are some little bits where I've had like a mild jank, typically when they are like, hey, go through the obstacle course like this, and I said fuck you, and would do it my way anyway and brute force it. But nothing that I thought was bad. It takes a little getting used to Sonic's control because it's Sonic, so, you know, he moves faster, and I think that's where a lot of people, like a lot of journalist issues are, because, you know, it's not Mario, and they want it to be Mario. But yeah, overall I thought it was pretty good. If I was to be, put it on some useless scale, I guess I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I might check it out after Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't really have any, like, major complaints that I can really think of that I think are, you know, where one reviewer gave it a 1.5 out of 10 for some fucking reason. Like, did we play the same game?
It's fine. It's fine. The general response has been overall positive, so I can't
Yeah,
wait for
from
a
like
week
actual, like, you know, people playing.
So anyway, I can't wait for a week from now when everyone hates it.
Well, I mean, Donkey's fans did try to review bomb the Metacritic score, but it didn't work because, in response, some people that just don't like Donkey decided to reverse bomb it. Like, even people are like, yeah, I didn't play this game, but fuck Donkey. And I thought that was funny.
I thought you said they were going to review Bob Donkey.
No, not yet. He hasn't released. His company hasn't released the game yet. But
one day they'll release a game.
But the Donkey video actually made me, unfortunately, actually did kind of fuck up some of my enjoyment of the game because I wanted to get to the ending and see it a little quicker because I was worried about his groans spoiling it because he spoils. Whenever he doesn't like a game, he likes to spoil the ending because he thinks it's funny. No warning, he just does it. So I was like, I don't really feel like... I've avoided it on YouTube. I don't need to also have to avoid it everywhere else because of Donkey's little groans. A Donkey at the end of the video, apparently, he put up the Metacritic page because the user score specifically was higher than, like, Elden Ring and some other game that he liked. And, he basically wink, wink, nudge, nudged for his fans to go over there and bomb it. And then when called out for this, he pulled the Schrodinger's asshole thing where he's like, what? No, I was just flabbergasted about the reviews is all from users.
Makes sense.
But anyway, with Donkey, so I decided to watch, like actually sit down and watch the whole thing of his video talking. Oh, I'm probably gonna get wrong out this time. I lost. That's fine. I don't care. It's the Royal Rumble thing. I don't give a shit. Wizard can lose 2 matches total in his career. It's fine. It does mean either Kurt Angle or Heikenreich's gonna win.
Oh, we can't have a Kurt Angle win because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. So he's not even gonna try.
He's not even gonna try. Do you want Heidenreich to win, the guy who injures people? We're between the injured people and Kurt Angle. Which angle do you wish?
I don't know. Hey, remember that time when Mick Foley was handcuffed and his children were in the ring and Rock hit him over the head with a chair 17 times?
Yes.
and only recently apologized about it. It's like, man, man, Dwayne, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't just get to walk that back and say, "Oh, I'm sorry now." No, you should. I would have stopped. I don't know. If it was me, I would have stopped probably around the 5th hit, 17 times.
But
Frick.
yeah. But
And he couldn't even defend himself. Just. I
anyway.
mean, Vince is obviously to blame.
Yeah, Vince is definitely.
But also The Rock.
But anyway, so the big mode video, Donkey's Big Pitch. One thing I want to say that was really funny for how it intros. So he gives this whole background. It's like, I've been doing this for 11 years. Me and my friend Leah, we went to PAX East in 2015, and I saw all these passionate developers. And then when I came back, I quit League of Legends, started playing good games that inspire me. Now, I'm going to tell you what actually happened that made him quit League of Legends, because it's really stupid. So, by the way, I'm going to say this right now, first and foremost. League of Legends is a piece of shit game. I know, hot take. But
I've never played, so...
I can hear the angry fan base working to your place right now.
Yeah, all two of them. What really made him quit was he got banned for 5 days only for telling people repeatedly to kill themselves or they hope they get shot in a parking lot.
What, PAX?
No, and just when he's playing League of Legends. He would say that in-game to people, and so League banned him for only 5 days, and he was so mad that they had the audacity to ban such a famous person for 5 days that he quit it altogether.
Too bad, so sad.
I want to point out he's
no.
only a year younger than me.
Oh no, another toxic League of Legends player is gone.
I know.
Whatever will they
Oh no,
do?
I want to point that out because the narrative they spun in the video of that thing where it's like, yeah, I decided to play games that inspire me. It's like, no, you got mad because you got banned for telling people to go kill themselves. Fuck off. But what then happened with him was so what the video itself summarized is pretty much he takes credit for the popularity of these games. Hollow Knight, Rocket League, Ori, Hades, Cuphead,
Right, okay.
and Celeste,
Like all the,
and Lisa.
really, wasn't like all the millions of other YouTubers who did. He did also the same content to show the game, to help show, get the game
No,
out there.
he only
Get
shows the
those
best.
games out
He
there.
only highlights the best games, the true best. And also his company only wants the best people, the most passionate, the best, because he knows what good video games are. And the indie market right now is trash. So he actually does say the thing where it's like the current indie scene is garbage. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're trying to get these people to go to you.
Yeah, but one other thing, I mean, you can argue games like Hades and Celeste definitely got huge benefits off of YouTubers. Fucking Cuphead had Microsoft money from day one. You can fuck off, you cunt.
Also,
Fuck
Hades
off,
came
you
from
cunt.
from an indie developer that was already famous for Bastion and shit.
Yeah.
So you can't really. So no, fuck off. You did not do shit for those. Also, Hollow Knight was popular as soon as it reared its head onto the scene. Same thing. All of those were popular as soon as they reared their head onto the scene.
So people were like, "Hey, look." I mean, Hollow Knight was popular as soon as someone went, "Guys, it's Dark Souls but 2D."
Yeah, pretty much.
This was basically it. Everyone was like, "Yep, that's the best indie game ever made." Like Dark Souls. With sex. So anyway, I'm surprised he didn't take credit for Elden Ring.
No, he didn't take credit for Elden Ring. I think
wanted to.
he thought about it.
I have no idea, Taz.
But
Perhaps that's a step too far.
Pretty smooth.
But what happened? So anyway, that all happened, and the video is basically him saying, "I know what good games are because I've played good video games. The indie scene right now, it's garbage. So trying to find good games on the indie scene is garbage. Only I can only I can elevate your voice. I won't be involved in the development process, but I will be involved."
On my personal authority,
So, out of curiosity, how does he, bearing in mind these are games that are going to be, like, you know, in development for God knows how long and at whatever stage, how's he going to decide what is a good game if you've only got, like, an initial plan, or if you're only early in development? Like,
He doesn't tell you any of this. He just says he knows what good games are, basically. His qualifications, the qualifications he gives himself are, I made games that were already famous, and I played many video games. Those are his perceived qualifications.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, a game can change dramatically from, like, alpha to beta.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I know that. And, like, you know, you have no idea what can go on behind the scenes of any game. Like,
yeah.
You know, and being a producer can be a huge investment risk.
Well, he's not a producer. He's a publisher.
He's a publisher. Okay, being a publisher can have a huge investment risk.
And it can also be the other way around. It definitely can be a huge investment risk, and also because publishers can sometimes be assholes, and Donkey is a pretentious asshole, can lead to them, like, demanding shit that is just pointless and worthless. Like, or, like, couldn't actually work. Like, the Warframe devs, I can't remember what game it was they ended up making for Warframe, but they were actually pitching Warframe to publishers for years. And they couldn't get it through. And then eventually they did a design by committee game that fucking bombed. And then if you want another example of higher-ups getting their dick into places where they shouldn't be, look no further than Dead Space 3.
Yep.
And because Donkey is a person who he called Mega Man 11 cheap because he couldn't figure out how to use the slow-mo mechanic because he refused to use it. And also couldn't figure out how to hit the jump button beyond hitting it as hard as possible. So the game is cheap to him because he's incompetent. So this is the guy who's going to be publishing games. And I'm just like, this motherfucker is going to publish a game. He's going to look at a game and then be like, get rid of this trap right here. I can't figure out how to get around it. Get rid of it. It's terrible. I don't like it. Also add these mechanics here. These mechanics that you keep telling me wouldn't work in the program and would cause all kinds of problems.
Oh, like that one engineer who Elon Musk fired on Twitter.
Yeah, it would be like Elon Musk. It's like Elon Musk who pretends he knows what he's fucking doing. I've been dancing around for like a few days comparing Donkey going into producing to Elon Musk with Twitter. Publishing, not producing. I've held that one back for a little bit, but it's fucking true. I've held it back because I wanted to say it in videos. It's funnier that way.
Okay. But you didn't say it, I said it.
Yeah, you beat me to it, you fuckhead.
Shame. What a shame.
No, shame. Not that it matters. But yeah, it's that's why I am weary about it. Could we be wrong? Could he be actually a good publisher? Yes.
No.
Will he be? No.
I mean, on the basis
I had someone argue with me that, like, how would I know he doesn't know how to know the process of publishing games or developing games? It's like, because he's never done it before. But how do you know he hasn't done anything behind the scenes? It's easier for me to know that he hasn't.
Because he's Johnny YouTuber, he hasn't done shit.
And every time Johnny YouTuber tries to do something in actual games, it ends poorly. I can't think of a single one that ended fine. Even the ones that are well-intentioned and aren't pretentious cunts.
Because ultimately you have to bear in mind that when you're talking about publishing, you are, as I said, it's a huge monetary investment. Even when you're talking like small-scale projects these days.
Yeah.
Because the kind of projects that need money are the ones that need the money of a publisher. Are the ones that are, you know, always going to have these sort of issues. You have no idea of, or no way of gauging, like, as I said, pre-alpha game, like pre-alpha stuff, or games that are just in pure design document phase. Like, you don't know how that's going to turn out. Like, you don't like as I said, it's a gamble. So on the basis that, well, I know what makes games good. It's like, okay, so you're going to read a design doc, you're going to be able to extrapolate.
I bet you he doesn't even know what a design document is.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet he doesn't know what a design document is, because basically he's like, so basically the website is like, it has essentially a bit where people who've already in development can submit what they have as a thing for them to look into, as a possible thing they could take. And then there's also a thing where you can sign up to be hired as a level designer or shit like that for the company, for just the company. Wait, so you're a publisher? Are you working on like then making your own in-house games? Is that what you're trying to do? And you're just trying to I genuinely don't understand this thing. And I'm not even trying to do this as like a bit. I'm genuinely not sure. Because I don't think he's sure.
The only thing I could assume out of that would be the idea that you would sign yourself up and they'd like leash you to go and, or leash you out to go and work with indie devs as like essentially a developer for hire. But like, man, that could cause
all kinds of problems, because they might not sync well with the team. They might not know the depending on what software they're using to program. That could lead to the issues, because the coding language could be anything from, it could be anything from, like, as silly as it might sound, Java. They could be working on Unreal. They could be working in fucking Unity. They could be working in fucking ClickTeam Fusion. Like, there are so many things they could be working in, and the guy that you hired might only know, I don't know, Game Maker.
I mean, there's that, but then there is also the logistics of, like, you know...
And also, each engine has its limitations, too.
But I mean, I assume working like that, they're not just going to pay you to be a programmer slash a developer, be a programmer who just sits and does nothing unless they're told to go and work on a game.
Yeah.
So you'll only be working like freelance or when your hours are needed. So you won't be. It's not the kind of job where you can, you know, sustain yourself or anything like that. So at that point, they're still going to have to be working other jobs. That means other time commitments, which means they might not be. Which means even though you can say, oh well, we've got this guy on our roster, he might not actually be on your roster because maybe he has to actually work.
Like maybe while he was waiting for work, like maybe he decided to take a job at the post office or something, and then it's like, well, I can't do this anymore, guys, because I'm now working for the government.
Yeah, or I can't do these. I can only do like 3 hours every day after work at 6 p.m. or something. It's just, as I said, it's seems like an incredibly poorly thought out company.
It definitely is. All they've really done is made a website, made a couple links to click, and then made a frog mascot and some sticker merchandise and mug merchandise. Like I said, this is the sort of project where you need to launch it with like something already in the works. Like you want to have already worked with a developer that you're publishing to show them, like, hey, this is very early footage, but here's something that our company is currently investing in.
Basically, because if you don't have anything else beyond just, I don't know,
if you don't have anything else besides saying like implying the idea that you have money and saying like, oh yeah, I definitely have experience because I played video games. Also, indie scene sucks right now. Like those are basically his bullet point pitches. Is that I made games that were already popular. The indie scene right now sucks and it's flooded. I played good video games, and I've been on YouTube for 11 years. None of these are qualifications.
Not for the shit he wants to do. But who knows? Maybe it will work. I don't think it will.
No.
I think it will crash and burn like a lot of other YouTube endeavors do. But maybe he'll beat.
If one gets published, I don't even know if one will get published because I can see one happening because even Team 4-Star managed one. Just the one, but they managed one. Also, we're already on the road to WrestleMania, which means it's only a couple of matches away before this game's done, so I'm probably gonna just try and finish it today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like outside of me, like when I was originally joking about it, like watching the video, like and being like, "Hey, fuck LG before." Now I'm like, okay, first you're a pretentious asshole, so still fuck you, but you clearly have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
From what you're presenting me, you have no earthly idea what the fuck you're doing. You have not really invested some time to figure this out. like, like, I'm not saying he doesn't care about the video games he likes, because he definitely does. But there's more to it than just I like video games when it comes to the development, production, and publishing side of shit. Because there's also legal shit too.
So without further ado,
Like, you're gonna have to figure out who owns the fucking game, because like that's gonna be a whole thing where you're going to, and I wouldn't be surprised there's a chance he will try to own whatever IP comes his way that he wants to publish, and an indie dev could be like, I don't want to fucking give it to you, I want to still own this thing. So, in which, you know, they should want to still own it, but like, you can see how that would be like a thing where if he's doing that, that's a hurdle. And if that's something he's doing, then you're going to more likely see more desperate indie devs pop in, because they just really need funding, if he's even funding. I don't even know if he's funding them. Because he doesn't even really say if he's funding. He doesn't really say what the benefits are of joining up with him. He just says he wants the best. He doesn't really give you a good pitch.
Well, if you're a publisher who's not providing some amount of financial or like, you know, like
we don't know if he is or not. He might be. He might not be. He didn't really say what the benefits of going under his production company are, other than he says that somehow through him he'll elevate your voice or elevate your games, get more eyes on it, and that's really the only thing he gives you, is that more eyes will be on it. But at that point, it's like, if I was gonna go for, if I had a decent indie game and I wanted to go to a publisher, and I want to go to a publisher who does indie games, there are a lot of choices out there. Not even just Digital Devolver. I mean, Digital Devolver is like the cream of the crop with that shit. But like, there are other ones out there. So, what do you offer that isn't offered by other publishing companies for indie developers right now? What do you offer? You haven't given me anything. The only thing you've done is said all of the indie scene is shit, and you apparently get eyes on games, and you didn't provide anything you actually did with eyes on. So even with so like the most that you're telling me is that you can give me exposure if I was if I was to be published under you. It sounds like this is for exposure.
I mean, the really funny thing is arguing shit like, oh, I'm the reason why these games do well. And I feel like, man, I wonder if I were to go on, like, say, IGN and look at, like, that Cuphead reveal trailer, or like, the first sort of video footage of Cuphead on, like, say, IGN, would that not be, like, actually a million views, though?
Probably would be.
Versus Donkey's, what, like, you know, a couple 100,000, 500,000 view count they'll get?
Like, I even, like, if I want to be snarky, if we were to use statistics, not just pure numbers, I bet you, technically, I probably put more eyes on Freedom Planet than he put into Cuphead.
Possibly. Anyway, Donkey shit.
Yes. It was the only reason it came in conversation is because, like, with him being a shithead, I got curious about his big mode thing and wanted to actually watch it, but I tried watching it on my own and ended up watching with friends, and I'm like, wow, this is kinda worse than I thought. Because it's clear he has no idea. And yet game journalists are pretending like he definitely had some idea, and that's, no, this is fine. He definitely has an idea what he's doing.
Maybe it's just maybe it's just a scam. Maybe we're overthinking his occult. Maybe we're attributing to incompetence that which can be explained by malice. Maybe the whole point is he just gets people to give him, like, you know, the rights to video games and a cut of the profits while doing absolutely nothing.
You mean, like, he doesn't even tell them what to or not put in the game, and just sits there and goes, oh,
yeah.
what money?
Yeah, you give
You know, that would actually be better than him actually putting his fucking fingers into any of the games.
Probably,
like, unironically, that would actually be better. That would be funny if he did that. You know what, I would kind of respect the hustle to a degree.
There's an old thing that's said around these parts that says about how you don't want the first Lord of the Admiralty to ever go to sea, which basically amounts to you don't want the people in power to actually know what the fuck they're talking about, because then they'll know that you can't possibly give them the resources that they actually need in order to run.
Now you joked with me that we should try to sign up for Donkey just to scam him out of money.
That would never work. Then you can't even make a proof of concept or anything.
I can make a design document. I actually do know how to make design documents.
Ooh, hey, there you go then.
Because that is something that I have done before when I was in college. So, so basically, if I was to rope one artist to just cheesy put out some, like, you know, just appealing enough art, and just rope-a-dope, like, 3 people, like, Medi, them, and Medi to just do something very basic in code, even if it's just, like, a very crude-looking thing, and just rope-a-dope somebody, we could, preferred art, we could actually do it.
Should I blow your mind and reveal that you don't even need someone for art? Just use AI-generated imagery.
You know, Donkey would be stupid enough to fall for AI-generated imagery.
Exactly. Just use an AI image.
It's the new thing. You don't even need artists anymore.
Yeah.
AI art always looks so off. And I'm not talking about, like, the funny ones. I'm talking about, like, in general. You can always tell AI art, because this is going to sound so pretentious, but it looks so soulless and the hands are always fucked up.
Also, there's just other notable things. But anyway, my point is that you could just get AI art, or use an AI program to make your art assets, and there you go. Just make your design document, and you could probably, and the scam would probably work. It's pretty easy to download a AI image generator.
Obviously, I can't do it now because now it's in recording.
Oh, Donkey would never watch this. Simple. You just don't tell him your name. You just make up a fake name. Like, you're not going to contact him over voice, probably.
Hello, I am Mr. Burns.
No, you're Mr. Snurub. No, you're Mr. Snurub.
Snurub?
Yes, that'll do. Yeah, because when he happens in Who Shot Mr. Burns, when he's trying to pretend to be someone else, so he has a fake mustache on and says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Snurub." Yes, that'll do.
It's me, Mr. Snurub.
You know, good old Guy Incognito.
God.
Which was not actually a fake name. It was just a guy who did look suspiciously like Homer.
That would be kind of
just
funny.
like me. That dog has a puffy tail.
You know, there's in our sliding, rotating door of references, The Simpsons comes up, I think, probably more so than anything else.
Well, because Simpsons memes
classic Simpsons
never
good.
die. Well, Simpsons memes will never die.
Like, what was it? The other day I saw, like, the clip of the fucking Allen Wrench mascot who scares the shit out of Art. Like, going, they found me in a meteor. I need tungsten to live. Tungsten!
Just ultimately, it's timeless, but also, you know, it's just good quality. It's just good quality shit posting. All right, speaking of shit posting. Speaking of shit posting, people on Twitter getting fired for shit posting.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't be so bad, except Musk himself does nothing but shit post his own employees. And whenever they're like, "Man, why are you the worst human being alive?" He's like, "You're fired." Oh wait, now I have no staff left.
Hey, Musk,
did you see that thing?
Musk, that's not how that works. It works like this: you're fired.
Did you see the thing that happened where Musk decided that they had to turn off these microservices?
Oh yeah, the two-way authentication, and because he's like, yeah, it gives like 2,000 calls, and then like one of the engineers is like, no, it's 20, and then his response is, "You're fucked."
But when they turned off the microservices, turns out they turned off two-factor authentication, which meant if you have it activated and you logged out of Twitter,
you're fucked.
You couldn't get back in.
Yeah.
And what's even funnier is that this is all in the wake of the mass engineer walkout he caused because of his own poor handling of his fucking his employees pointing out where he was wrong in what he said.
Yes.
And then. Fuck me, did you even see that whole, like, fact check it when, like, you know, shit was going down with the companies the other week, and, like, that big pharmaceutical company that, like, overcharges insulin by a ridiculous amount. Basically made him do a tweet to say insulin costs this much, and it is worth, and it is exactly how much it is worth. And then Twitter's own fact-checking thing said, actually, insulin costs about $20 a bottle to produce.
Yes, because it does.
Yeah, because it does, and to claim otherwise is just literally trading in human misery, you absolute fucking evil bastard.
Which they do.
Wouldn't it be yeah, I would, yeah, it's the kind of thing where I would love for a lot of pharmaceutical executives to just get diseases that have no known cures.
Oh no, they'll find the cures for it then.
Yeah, then they'll find the cure. They're like, well, we're gonna find the cure now.
No. Well, by diseases that have no cures, I mean a bullet wound to the back of the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just shoot them in the spines, make them suffer.
Spines.
I don't wish ill on most people, but I think pharmaceutical executives aren't really people. They're sentient sludge.
You know, I agree, actually.
And they just don't deserve life. Like, millions of...
We taking spines now?
Spines,
Yeah, find a
spines,
pharmaceutical
spines.
executive, rip out his fucking spine, and then if they say, you say, well, I'm just charging you for the research, you know.
Skipping with your spine.
I wouldn't even mind it so much, if not for the fact.
I just need a skip rope. That's all.
I wouldn't even mind it so much, if not for the fact that a vast majority of pharmaceutical funding for pharmaceutical company research comes from charity, or from colleges or universities that do their research independently, and they just like put in tiny amounts of actual funding for it, and then they use. And they get the patents and overcharge the fuck out of them. Just actually an evil business, and I find it disgraceful that we don't talk about the insanity of pharmaceutical companies. It feels bad when you look at Umbrella, it's like, yeah, but they're not overcharging people for insulin.
Yeah, they're training people as zombies, but they're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Free zombification!
At least the T-virus doesn't cost anything. I think even Wesker would be like, I'm not gonna charge people for life-saving medication. That's just wrong. I'll give them Ouroboros instead.
Saturation.
Look at me. Look at me. Now look at your man. He's not me. Anyway, as you know, long story short, controversial opinion. Elon Musk sucks. Still sucks.
He always sucks.
I'm glad the world is waking up to realize all billionaires are cunts.
I mean, he still has a lot of.
Everyone was very quick to back away from that and stop talking about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna be it's like, oh, well, that never happened last time somebody attacked Poland, and they're like, no.
All
Abort.
right. Here's what's okay. Yep, it's happened, and then everyone's been very quick to not talk about that anymore. They said, well, we think what might have happened. Anyway, it's over now. Bye.
He's doing it again today. He was like, yeah, they're shooting off more missiles.
So,
Putin is like determined to. He's like, I'm going to have my big war before I die.
I mean, he's determined to He's determined to keep blowing up Ukraine. I think even he, when he saw the report of a missile hitting Poland, was like, "Oh shit, that wasn't us, was it? We didn't do that, right?"
Oh, it was
that
us.
us?
Shit.
I thought they were. As I said, everyone will be very quick to not talk about it and back off.
What the fuck was that?
What did you do?
Oh, I was trying to climb up the cage, and I could have won, but instead the wizard decided he wanted to like fly off the cage and try to attack JBL. Alright, let's try this again.
What is fucked though?
The world?
Trump for president again.
Yeah, but are you surprised?
No, what did actually piss me off though is like Facebook now will no longer fact check former President Donald Trump because now that he's officially running for the White House. It's like, okay, really? Even though he's wrong all the time?
A fucking traitor is allowed to run for the White House again. Literal treason.
Yep, actual treason.
Like, this isn't even an exaggeration.
One of the few crimes that carries the death penalty in a lot of places still.
It's supposed to here.
It's okay if he does it though.
But I mean, isn't he also like basic? Isn't he also got like a watchdog from in New York that's basically just there to make sure he doesn't move any assets out of New York before they effectively seize them after his tax is finally published? And also,
Yeah,
isn't he under an
but-
investigation for a rape? It's going to trial. I thought he was about to go to trial for sexual assault.
Maybe?
There's-
I wouldn't be
There's
surprised.
a lot of things he may or may not have done.
Just fucking arrest this guy now already, Christ.
No, he's rich.
Gone beyond. Is he though? Because he's
We
like
pretend he's
4
rich.
million. He's like 4. I was gonna say he's like bankrupt how many times? And
We pretend he's rich, so it
he's done
counts.
all of his business, and his businesses in
He
New
says-
York have paid.
Well, he says he's rich.
That's pretty much how the world
Yeah, but-
treats Trump. Well, he says he's rich, so he must be rich.
Yeah, do you know what's really fucking sad when you talk about rich people? Is even if you assume that Musk loses all of his like the 44 billion that he paid for Twitter, which I mean he will, and also it's not even all his money. A lot of it was like a good chunk of it was also Saudi money.
Okay, this time I won.
Still dealing in blood money. Congrats. But also, even when he takes that hit, he's still the richest. Of 44 billion, he's still the richest man in the world. 44 billion, and it's not even really. It's actually just not even a drop in the bucket. Disgraceful amounts of money. Because his daddy was rich, I guess. So that makes it. And that's fine.
Bischoff, you're the
Yeah.
general manager of Raw. You can't
Welcome to
let
America.
that
Just
piece of SmackDown
He's South
trash
African.
Come to Raw.
But
and
they don't care if
challenge
you're rich,
for
you're
the
American.
World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. This
I care he's
Is
South
my
Africa because it means that when he
And
introduced
he
the whole
hasn't done
Twitter
a
thing, I
damn
can
thing
say that
to
South
deserve
African
that.
has introduced apartheid again.
Actually, he has Triple H. See, he won the Royal
Oh.
Rumble, which guarantees him a title match. For
But
Oh, no.
by the way,
What
actually,
if
one
he
thing that
got
we
musket?
forgot
That's
to
a
mention is that
stipulation
he
that
is
comes
stepping
from the
down
board
as
of
acting
directors.
CEO of Twitter.
I couldn't do anything about it. even if I
Because it's
wanted
the
to.
reason is because the
quite
Tesla
frankly,
shareholders
were
are
he to
not
make the
happy
jump
with
to
him spending
Raw,
all his time on Twitter.
I think a superstar of his caliber.
Well, also Tesla had
would
to
be a
recall like
tremendous asset.
fuckload of cars.
Yeah,
earlier
so all of
this year.
that basically is making him step down. So I just want to say congratulations once again to the Cabbage.
I damn near killed myself winning a
It
number
was
one
lettuce,
contenders
Dan.
match last
Lettuce.
Well, we were using Cabbage.
week. And if anyone's
Oh,
getting a
don't
World
disrespect
Heavyweight
the
title match
fucking
at
lettuce,
WrestleMania,
man. That lettuce outlasted a prime minister and a CEO of
Chris.
Twitter.
It's true.
While it's true that you're the current number one
That
contender,
that fucking head of lettuce is fucking
You know
amazing.
that the decision of
Outlast.
the Rumble winner
What will
supersedes
outlast next?
if he decides to challenge Triple H,
Well,
I'm
Donald
afraid I
Trump's
have
freedom,
no
hopefully.
choice.
That would be nice, but I don't think it will.
Title opportunity at WrestleMania.
Man can dream, though.
Like
Man.
genuinely, he should be locked up at minimum.
Well, if that's how
Realistically,
it's
given the
gonna
law, he should be shot or hung.
be, then it
Actually, I
looks
think
like
it's
the
hanging.
cerebral sad sack and I
Just-
better discourage a
Just
certain
throw him in the
Rumble winner
fucking.
from
Just throw him
coming
in
to
prison if he gets shanked. Well,
Who cares?
Jericho.
yeah, it's just that's just the
You
nature
may
of the
be a
beast.
sod
Just
off
don't.
prison
Just,
system
just don't
these
put him in one of those nice
know
prisons,
what?
like where you put like fucking
For
like
once,
celebrities and shit, because
I agree with
he
you.
doesn't deserve that. He's a traitor.
Let's go.
Like the South was back in the Civil War, it's treason.
Also, didn't he basically threaten DeSantis or whatever his name is, the Florida governor, and said that if he wins, I'll reveal the things that I know about him. Why hasn't he revealed those things yet? What is? I mean, aside from that, it's probably bullshit. Alright. I'm also surprised he's running, because the whole point of the midterms and not getting the red wave, basically people saying, yeah, we're just kind of sick of Trump. Fuck off. So he's taking that as
all
a-
his stuff is he lost all of the stuff that he told them the Republican Party to back, lost horribly. So the party is getting sick of him because he keeps basically making them lose, despite the fact that Trump himself has a cult of personality like a motherfucker. Don't ask me why. He just does. Because Elon Musk also has cult of personality. Again, don't ask me why, but he does. I don't understand it. It's stupid. But, so like,
Teddy Long's pulling out
I-
all
I-
the stops, Cole.
I don't
Eddie
fucking know
Guerrero,
anymore.
JBL, now Kurt
I don't know
Angle.
how anyone could ever support Elon Musk after he tried to tell off Gary Kasparov.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of people. He has a lot of dick riders, a lot. And in fact, one person got fired because one of his dick riders saw one of his workers post something, and he decided to report him to Musk, and then Musk fired him on Twitter.
Man, that someone should tell that guy that snitches get stitches.
It's true. Well, I really hope like the next
Anyway.
day he was like walking somewhere, and then like two really swole people walked up and just started beating the shit out of him.
I mean, I can't help but wonder, though, how can he have so many dick riders when his PP is so small? Like, actually minuscule.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's already beyond capacity. I don't know why they're trying to get on this ride.
And I only say this, that it has to have tiny baby penis, because every time someone even remotely hurts his ego, he just fucking overreacts. It's like, oh no, someone was meeting me on Twitter, better buy Twitter. And just
I was gonna say,
billion-
that's why he bought Twitter. He bought Twitter because someone made fun of him. Because he got made fun of by the hard drive so hard that he's like, oh yeah? Well, I'm leaving.
And it's like, man, why are you just... How is you can have cool than, like, more money than God, and then just have such a tiny, fucking, fragile ego, you micro-dick fuck nugget.
Right?
It's like, Christ. It's like, whatever, you're super rich, why would you give a shit? I don't have anybody, I don't give a shit what people say. Why should you care? You could literally just buy people. In fact, you have probably bought people. Not because you're South African, it's just because you're a prick.
It's probably because he's really upset still that his past ex-wife broke up with him and went with a transgender woman. He's still broken up about that. That's why he doesn't like transgender people.
Oh, it's just 'cause he's a dick.
I mean, he is a dick too, but you know. Alright, game. I'm allowed to counter Kurt Angle from time to time. You know that, right?
Sabo, any Ruby news?
For the game.
Oh, did that game come out?
Yeah. I'm actually annoyed because I realized it was way forward developing, and I'm like, that's not River City Girls 2. Why are you wasting my time with this?
Yeah, I heard that had been announced a while ago.
Yeah, it came out like a couple days ago from this recording.
Wow, they put out... That's ambitious to release a game like that when you've got, like, Sonic Frontiers, God of War, Pokemon in, like, a week space. That's ambitious. That is asking to get just run.
Oh, that one trans worker on Rusha J that played the trans character in Ruby said they're quitting and not playing the character again because they never want to do Rusha J again. Because they had that whole breakdown where it's like, yeah, despite their big talk of inclusivity and all that stuff, they're actually just a bunch of jerks behind the scenes and about as woke as you'd expect a bunch of overgrown frat boys to be, i.e. not at all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it tracks, honestly.
So,
That was
but I mean, I doubt that character would really have much more relevance anyway, because that's Ruby.
Well, the next volume's never coming out.
The next volume's never coming out, and even if it does, it's just going to be the main or in wherever they are. This assumes that Warner Brothers doesn't just completely die by then.
Don't worry, Warner Bros.
Look,
could
the next-
outsource it like fucking Prime. Or whatever the fucking Redneck one is. I already forgot what it's called. Nexus, I think. Whatever it was called, I don't fucking remember now.
What?
The mech
Oh,
show
the
that
mech-
received that.
oh,
That one got
Genlock.
outsourced. Genlock.
Yeah, it got crowdsourced and then it got completely destroyed.
So that could happen with Ruby as well, considering it's owned by
Oh,
Warner Brothers.
it's just that they get one more season where like the entire thing just falls apart and then they abandon it forever.
Yes.
I mean that would be kind of.
They'll
Poetic.
never abandon it forever. I can tell you what will happen is they will have the Ruby character. They will have the Ruby for cameo in Space Jam 3. Oh my god. It'll happen. You know it.
I don't know why, but that's just for some reason that like filled my soul with like this weird dread, and I don't know why. 'Cause I don't even really have like animosity towards Ruby. It was that thing where like yeah, when the creator was around, it was like a fun, stupid little show, and I enjoyed it. When he died, the show got worse and it wasn't as good, so I just left.
Yeah, well, now I started actively getting hostile towards it.
Like,
He's given
the way
he's
forward
the-
game, I would probably play on a sale just because it's way forward, and I would just ignore the story.
I'm gonna say the game doesn't actually look that
Like,
bad.
it's a way forward game. Way forward makes really, like, the game that they made looks good. It's just like, I'm just like, I'm bitter, so I'm like, why did my River City Girls get delayed for this, probably?
Well, why did my Armored Core get delayed indefinitely?
Because you're never getting Armored Core again.
Yeah, exactly. We can't all have the things we want. I'm still sat here waiting for Beautiful Joe 3, Dan.
That's
It'll
that's
happen any day
definitely-
now.
Yeah, you know what?
that-
You want to talk about waiting a long time? How about me with Mega Man Legends 3, bitch?
Yeah, that ship sailed a long time ago.
At least you had confirmation of a third game, briefly. You had hope.
That's worse! I'd rather there be no hope! Because then you get my hopes up in the chat. Like, they wound me up, got me excited, and then they shot me! The bastards. I will never, I may forgive sometimes, but I never forget. But I haven't forgiven
I'll never
this.
forgive. Yeah, you know what? I'll never forgive Kojima for cutting that, for just axing his end of the industry. And it's like, man, we got. Look at fucking MGS5, and I'm like, really? We had this. We could have had Zen of the Enders 3. We could have had a good game, but we have this.
He doesn't like to make good games.
I know he doesn't. Like, just,
He only likes making bad games with star actors.
there was a time long ago where he made good games.
Those years long past, just like Miyamoto, those years long past. Miyamoto's 70 now.
He's still a dick.
He is. The sad thing though is when there was rumors of him quitting, stock in Nintendo dropped. So if he does die, Nintendo stock will drop. So they'll probably never get rid of him, and I don't think he'll ever leave until he's in a box.
Simple solution. When he dies, we'll just get Sakurai up there. Everyone likes Sakurai.
It's true.
Then he has an excuse to never make Smash again. I know he said, no, I won't do any more, but come
I don't
on.
believe him. He said that like 2 other times.
Yeah, unless he's like super promoted into Miyamoto's position, I don't believe he'll ever. I don't believe he'll stop.
Every time he's like, I will stop making it. I just hear the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Right. I don't believe you.
Okay, I believe you. Man, what?
Embrace the
Well, we're
darkness,
gonna
and
actually get-
and I surely won't take over your body. Okay, I believe you.
Man, I wonder when we're gonna get info on Kingdom Hearts 4.
Good question.
Whatever the fuck that's gonna be.
I wonder if Just a Pancake is ever gonna do anything, or if they're just dead.
I think he died. Maybe he just went stale, I don't know. We'll never know. Man, it is a horrifying thought that one day you will just go, yeah, I wonder what happened to that YouTuber, and then they're just dead.
That's happened to a couple of smaller ones that I know. Or like, I mean, it happened to that one guy, that one Gmod animator, like Kitty, where he died of leukemia. That was years and years ago, but that was I remember that one.
It's obviously also happened to big people as well, but
Like Kitty was the one who you've probably seen Team Fabulous too, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy that did that one.
Ah, shame.
He did a lot of other
Genius
stuff too, but he was like one person I followed like pretty closely back when they were around, and because I followed them pretty closely, I got to learn of their health issues, and then eventually they just stopped making things for a while, and then I got the news, and I was like,
Well,
oh.
this handicap Hell in a Cell match is just about ready to get underway, despite the fact that the
I'm gonna take the controversial opinion and say Leukemia sucks.
I know, it's controversial, man.
Moments ago.
So instead of a
It's how many people that have it, you think it'd be very liked.
It's very popular, but sadly, much like many things that are popular, it's not very good.
Yeah. Like
Not
God
the
of
old
War.
interested.
Wait a minute!
Yeah.
That's Eddie Guerrero's music! Is Eddie actually going
But,
to make it to the
I
ring
just-
after the beating he took earlier?
Yeah, I don't really have any other jokes for that. That was really the end of that gag.
What
Man,
the? That's Triple
it's just at the end of the year, it's a bit, the days are shorter, the nights are longer, it's colder.
Triple H has a
World War
fucking
III.
sledgehammer.
World War III is on the horizon. It's just, same old, really.
Yeah.
My car passed inspection. So
That's good.
everyone doubted it except me.
You believe.
I believed in the old girl.
Sure, it's rusted to shit. Transmission's non-existent. It doesn't have 4 wheels. The seatbelts are rope in a different car. But I knew it passed.
And the head gasket is blown.
This 2-on-1 has
Head gasket. What head gasket?
I mean, when I took my sister's old car a couple years back, when the brakes didn't work and it still passed inspection, lead me to believe that they're not all that on the ball there anymore. Apparently, as long as the admissions.
Yeah, that's really it. Years ago.
As long as the admissions pass the sensor.
Yeah,
then they don't
basically
care
years
about
ago.
anything else.
Years ago, they cut the funding on it, and all they do is check emissions. That's it. They used to check everything. Like back when I was first learning how to drive, they would check every little thing about the car, and they were pretty strict on it.
They still do that over here. Mildly fun fact, my current car I actually got a really good deal on because I bought it off of a second-hand dealer who also ran a garage that did MOTs and stuff. Well, basically checking over cars for services and etc. And he clearly had fudged. He did the test himself, or his company did the test, and clearly they'd fudged it a bit because when I went for another test, there was this what at the time seemed like a major fault, but was actually just kind of a damaged sensor. So it looked as if it was massively over producing emissions, but in reality it was just a faulty sensor.
We'll probably actually end
So
after
really
this match
cheap
because this is a pay-per-view for No Way, so probably WrestleMania will be next week. And it might be a shorter video next week, or well, not next week, the week after because of
reasons. So yeah, I got a really good deal on my car because the guy thought he was cheating me.
I'm going to cheat you. Actually, I know what you're doing.
No, it's a small. I only found out after I went to get it checked, but clearly when he'd done the test, he'd thought something had gone catastrophically wrong. So he fudged his own test in order to make it seem like it was legit. And then it turns out it kind of was legit. Just,
As though his testing equipment's fucked, basically.
Well, no, there was a sensor on the car was broken.
Oh,
so it looked
something
like
very small.
So it looked like it was massively overproducing on emissions. It would never pass the test legitimately. But, replace the sensor, a pretty easy job. Pretty cheap job as well. They're not that expensive, they're pretty inexpensive sensors.
I'm gonna guess it was maybe 100 or something like that.
Oh, not even that.
Oh god, okay, so it was something really cheap. Fuck.
Yeah. And I could have got a car that was worth about £8,000 for about $4,000. So fucked you guy who gave me an insanely good deal on a car that you didn't think was a good deal.
That's called karma.
Haha, karma. Good pun.
I'm gonna bluff. It doesn't count if you tell me you're gonna bluff, but I've got 3 aces. It would sound like something like that.
Yeah.
Kinda. God.
Oh.
I don't know, there's always something good about someone trying to scam somebody else and then you fucked up. You didn't scam them. In fact, you gave them a good deal. In fact, you probably should have charged them more, idiot.
You couldn't scam me if you tried. I'm the guy who once had to jury-rig a spark plug by basically having to snip off the end of a fucking nail.
Christ.
Well, I was in the middle of nowhere. There was nowhere to go to get a replace. I just needed to basically get the engine ticking over and the sparking on. So I just used managed to use a nail, snipped off the end to form a circuit.
Hey, whatever works, honestly.
It was a real botch job, but it worked.
If it works, it works.
Oh. That's how I got my BMW.
Oh, enjoy repairing that thing. Expensive
I mean, it's not
thing.
that bad to repair it. Depends if you go to the official dealers because they'll overcharge you for anything.
Oh, even just regular, because their parts are expensive as hell, and they make it annoying to even like repair. Like if you want to do your own shit, fuck off.
I've done pretty well out of keeping it maintained. It's not been that expensive. Probably the most expensive I've ever had is
Actually, hold on. There is something funny that BMW is trying to do.
lots of things.
Subscriptions for heated seats.
They try to make subscriptions for everything these days.
We would have I mean, I just don't bother with any of that crap because.
Oh, I don't have that stuff in my car, and I don't really care to really. I just bought like a used like Kia. I don't have anything fancy at all.
I mean, you don't buy. I mean, for starters, you're a fool if you buy a new car because once you've driven, because you spend ballpark figure. Let's say somewhere between £20,000 to £30,000 on a brand new car, and by the time you've driven it off the lot, it's already depreciated in value by like at least 10%, probably more.
Yeah.
So it's just a bad investment.
Oh yeah, like I don't think I would ever buy a new car, like even if I had the money for it on hand, but which probably would never happen. But like like I said, I don't really have anything fancy, and I don't really need anything fancy. In fact, actually, to make it funnier, so my old car was a '97, and my current car is a 2016, and just something funny for like the difference in like the technology. So like. The only real sensors on my car were like, it had a, oil light, brake light, check engine light, lights for like, telling me if I had my high beams on like a fucking jackass, like very basic stuff. So within the first year of me having the car I have now, I got to learn what the low tire pressure light was, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. So I was driving to work one morning, and all I saw was an orange exclamation point, and I was like, the fuck is that? And then, like, as soon as I parked, because I had the manual in my car, I pull up the manual, flip to the lights, and just learn, oh, it's just tire pressure, you just need to put some air pressure in your tires. And I started laughing, because I felt like a caveman. Again, my car before that was a 97. It didn't even have a CD player in it. Let alone, like, Blu-ray.
All of this, you know what? Cycling back to Elon Musk.
Actually, by the way, I learned how much CD players were in the 90s, and Jesus Christ, were they expensive back in the day.
Yep. That's why most people had cassette tape.
Yeah, because I didn't have a CD player until I was, I think, in middle school.
Oh, I can't work out. Why are Teslas so popular? They're just shit cars. Even by electric car standards.
Oh yeah, they're crap cars. They also like to catch on fire randomly when they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
They're big and they're electric and they're famous and it's
but there's better electric cars on the
and
market.
everyone's pushing for electric all the time.
I mean, that's fine, but there are better electric cars on the market.
Well,
Yeah, but
I lost this
these
one because I was too
are-
busy playing Kurt Angle and he pinned Cena. Whoops. Oh well.
Should have got Scott Steiner. Kurt Angle knows he can't beat him. He's not even going to try.
It's true. Oh. I guess that mean. Wait, does that mean the ending of SmackDown is still versing Triple H?
Triple H is the final. Triple H is the final boss of WWE at this point.
He is now.
It'll be him or Vince.
Oh, actually, I didn't know that was a team match. I won too. Well, that's where I'm gonna end it because we went long in tooth because I thought next would be WrestleMania, but it wasn't next. There was no way out. Whoops. Hey, blame the game. It said Road to WrestleMania. So probably next week will actually be a short video.
It's over. Not till the fish jumps. Okay, it's over now.
I'm still not gonna edit that in.
One day.
No.
One day we'll get the jumping
No,
fish.
you're never getting your jumping fish.
Now
I
it's,
will have my jumping fish!
now it's out of
Ever.
spite.
I'll wear you down.
I'm already weighed down.
It's gone forever.